As you guys probably already heard, Artix Entertainment is working on a mobile version of AQWorlds. This is a 2D cross-platform multiplayer game. The latest news we have regarding this is it might be launching in the fall. The name they're going with for this new game is AQWorlds Infinity, and it says that it's going to feature 120 something classes as well as 50,000 items, and all these things are going to be ported over from the original game. In case you didn't know, this game will also run at 60 FPS. There will be more features in this version than we have in the current AQWorlds that's going to be much better. Quality of life changes that are going to be game changing. One of these game-changing changes is the ability to use the WASD on the keyboard and the function of using controllers. Artix Entertainment also said they would love to see the AQWorlds Infinity on the Nintendo Switch, and the possibility is actually there considering that they're running through a Unity engine. As to funding for the project, Artix admitted there's going to be a 85% chance they go the crowdfunding route. Now, in the past, we had heard about a potential Kickstarter, and this is a very likely option that they would do this, especially for helping to port all of the items and the monsters and maps and all that stuff. It also mentioned that fans have helped fund the growth of AQ, the original, over the years via guardianship. There's perhaps a possibility that funding could come from that avenue. So possibly they would go that route instead of the Kickstarter. Now, it's interesting they mentioned Adventure Quest, because if you guys have ever played the original Adventure, the classic version of Adventure Quest, that is a one-time fee. If you have ever played their 3D version of Adventure Quest, then you would also know that is a one-time fee. You could purchase Guardian, but you only pay once. You pay for the Guardian and then you have eternal membership. And that's the same way that it works on Adventure Quest. In fact, on all of their other games, it was a one-time purchase. The only game that has a recurring monthly subscription is Adventure Quest Worlds. It's going to be interesting to see what is going to happen with AQWorlds Infinity. Is this going to be following the same platform as AQWorlds, where it's going to be a monthly fee, or will it be just a one-time fee? I'm not sure how they would be able to possibly do that, because if the Flash version is offering the monthly membership, but the mobile, the better version doesn't, but it's the same like game sort of. It's not quite the same game. It's vastly better in every way. And of course, you're not going to be level 100 and, you know, you're not going to have all the same things as, but anyways, so I don't understand how that's going to work. We'll have to wait and see what they plan on doing. I know there's a lot of people opposed to the monthly membership, but I don't understand how that's going to work. We'll have to wait and see. So it said, regardless, after chatting with Adam, it's very clear that this is obviously a project that they have every intention of making a huge success both on PC and mobile, because this is a cross-platform game. You will be able to play it on Steam as well as on any mobile device. What's interesting about this is projected to launch in fall 2023. So we are possibly going to have access to this game in fall. The Artix crew had headed over to the PAX East convention, which had happened just a week or two ago, and they had presented AQWorlds Infinity. I've yet to see any gameplay from the PAX East. I expected some people to have their phone out and record it, but I haven't seen anything. If you guys do happen to see any gameplay of it, let me know in the comments below. On Twitter, Corey said he wanted to see AQWorlds Infinity having stat tracking. Another individual said that they would love to see trading in the game, and this has been something that has been brought up time and time again. Well, Elena responded with this, saying she agreed and passed on both requests to the team this morning. This was just the other day, and that the trade has been seriously discussed, though implementing it will be a critical piece of the puzzle. Stats would be a great reason to add more achievements and possibility possibly leaderboards, as previously discussed. So this is something that could be a possibility, and this is actually really huge. Now, just because it's been mentioned that this has been passed on to the team doesn't mean this is something that will actually happen. And I can tell you that trading has been mentioned in AQ3D from day one. The amount that we already have of botters, that consider that quadrupled, because that is exactly what trading and stuff does, which is something that I think that's one of the reasons why they stayed clear of it so far. However, this has been a continuously requested feature. Another problem with this, if they do have trading in AQWorlds Infinity, this trading would not be connected to AQWorlds. At least it would seem unlikely that feature. That would probably be a next-gen feature, not something, that would be retro ported back to the original AQ. And this would also be another issue with this is apparently our gold from AQWorld will be porting over to AQWorld Infinity. Well, with the possibility of being able to trade and stuff, this is going to be a major problem. At this point, I would say if trading is going to come in, then they need to make sure that gold cannot be ported over, because it is super easy to get gold in AQWorlds, whereas in an AQWorld Infinity, gold farming will be a whole lot different. It's not going to be the same as it would be in AQWorlds. So that would be another thing to discuss. Also, on AQ3D, when they did talk about having trading in the game, it was through an auction house, not player versus player, because of course then people will get scammed, and there could be it would be a nightmare to deal with. Whereas through a trade house, through an auction house, it would be much more regulated through an auction house, so the possibility is far more logical. But there is a whole wealth of stuff that they would have to consider when implementing a trade system. And to be honest, I don't see them ever doing it, because the amount of effort and resources put into this would be extremely difficult. If trading was to ever come, it will be eons away. It wouldn't be anytime soon. Right now, they're still working on just the base core of AQWorld Infinity. So trading would definitely not be something that would be, the first thing on their agenda. However, I mean, it has been mentioned, and it is something that they have talked about multiple times. So who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. In regards to the leaderboards and stuff, I am a huge fan of being able to track my stats and, leaderboards and stuff like that. I know that they do promote botting and stuff, but it's still, I do love that. I've always enjoyed checking out my stats. So that is something I would definitely, and that's definitely not something that would be difficult. Compared to the trading, adding a stat tracker would be far easier to do. So definitely a possibility on that. What do you guys think of these things? Let me know in the comments below. That is it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and keep those swords swinging.